Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. What it do, what it do, what it do, man. This is the one and only Azakar bringing you flame. You already know. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell. You be left in the loop every time your boy drop that work. You feel me? Shout out to the black YouTube out there. Big Brother Ticket TV, Carcino, Kwame Brown, the league attorney, J.R. Wisdom, Mr. Palmer, Too Raw for Sports, Too Raw for TV, Kicking It with Mr. Mars, LC Predator Catcher, J.D. Black, Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Umar Johnson, ISUPK, NOI, holding it down on these platforms. The minister been holding it down on these platforms. Corey Holcomb, Kevin Samuels, you already know the business, holding it down on these platforms, homie. This channel is prescribed for the black man and the black woman in the hells of North America, going through the struggle, going through the grind, getting it out the mud, cream, always, and I mean always, rise to the top. Enjoy the video. Right back at you. Now, once again, I'm just getting my little thought on this little situation right here with Bronny and the situation itself. I'm a bad boy at the White House, at my job. Been there 20 years, whatnot. Know how to do spur line, tow motor, reach truck, swing reach, walking rider, backing trucks in, know how to drive the 18, do all that. I'm not finna get my son and say he's better than over half these people in the plant at their positions. Know how to close out fast, and these people know how to close out. Know how to bag the truck in with his eyes closed like Pop do and all that. And overshoots everybody's position at the job. I wouldn't do that. I would not even put that on my son. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Well, you know, a lot of black people want to say this crab in the bucket thing when we talk about this situation. But when you have somebody that's in depth and has knowledge of the NBA and inside the NBA, how could you question? So no further ado, we got Kwame Brown in a heated debate with Anton and Lord have mercy. I wish some people just know when to stay in their lanes, but you let me know who won this one or who was emotional on this one. There's a difference between being passionate and emotional. Check this out right here. Kwame Brown cooking with Anton Daniels.
Hey, I want you to hear exactly what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
I don't think that most of the dudes that's even on this right now can tell you who was drafted 50, 51, 52, 53, and 54. I don't think they care that much. They only care because it's LeBron's kid. I don't believe that any of y'all would remove an opportunity for your kid for somebody else that you think deserve better than them.
I would.
If my child ain't good at what they professing them to be in, no, I ain't even do that. See, that's what I'm saying, boy, emotional.
The reason why I say that, if it was my own company, I believe in nepotism 100%. But I'm that kid that competed against kids like LeBron kids. And if they didn't give it a fair shake, I wouldn't be where I was. So when it comes to the NBA, this is supposed to be 501 of the best athletes in the world.
Correct.
And Bronny is just not that. I'm not saying that he's a bust. I'm saying I don't know what the excuses are. He has
we can get to that part, and
that's all I'm talking about. I'm not. I
that's
think
fair.
people
We
are
can
making
get
this
to that
about
part.
nepotism in black and white. I'm just talking about from his game.
I don't believe any of these other guys that's sitting here telling me, okay, so how many of y'all have ever gotten a referral for a job that you didn't qualify for? Or asked for a referral for a job? Because you wouldn't even do it yourself. So how you going to tell me that you would also do it for your kid and you would remove an opportunity for that kid?
Can I ask you a question?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Sports is a little bit different though.
I want to say something. Let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a question.
Hold on. Kwame, let's be for real. This ain't got nothing to do with sports. This got something to do with business. He didn't say, listen,
This is sports, man. This is competition, cuz. This is competition. Basketball. Give a fuck about. Bruh. Stop it, man. Stop it.
sticking around with the Clippers because I like Steve Ballmer. He said, I love Steve Ballmer, but at the end of the day, it's business.
Right. So what the Lakers are doing is business. They know that another kid is going to miss a roster spot because Bronny James is good for business. That's it.
Okay, well,
But I'm speaking
accountable. But you can't.
I know. I am. That's what I'm saying. But I'm holding the Lakers and LeBron James accountable. He's the only superstar that's vain enough and that'll disrespect the game enough that would do something like this. Shaq should have pulled strings.
What's disrespecting the game for me?
We have a difference of an opinion.
What disrespect the game to me is that they'll ask y'all to take less money in order to help them to win a championship, knowing that it's going to inflate the price of the franchise in order for them to be able to sell it and get a bigger price from it. They looking at it.
I understand that from what you're saying, but I'm talking about from a purely competition standpoint. Have you ever competed for something? But you gotta let me finish. You gotta let me finish my sentence. Let me
my bad. Go ahead.
I hear your perspective, but I'm talking about from a competition perspective, and there's a lot of other athletes. Michael Jordan would have never done something like this. No other NBA player would have ever done something like this because it's 501 spots. There's already an influx of players there that's going to be losing their job. I saw a lot of players get cut that was way better than Bronny. And they got cut only because another guy got hurt. That's the business.
Ooh. But this man get a free ride. 4 years. Come on, man.
Of basketball. So to have a spot go to a guy that's not earning it is disrespectful to the game. It's disrespectful to the game. I'm not talking about from a business part. Sure you can.
Are there veterans that know that they're not better than some of the guys that's coming up after them, but they continue to hold on to a roster spot as long as they possibly can in order to make as much money as they can?
Absolutely. But that's
disrespectful to the game?
No, because here's what
value.
I'm gonna tell you. Here's what those veterans bring to the game. They bring mentorship to the young players. Was I better than
on the court?
Nobody.
Damn, boy, he keep on interrupting, dude. God, dog, let that man finish talking, man. Yeah, I hate when people do that, man. What's the point of having a debate if you can't finish or somebody always cutting you off? They let you know they ain't got nothing strong to stand on if you got to cut you off. They can't hold it. Hold that nut, man. Damn.
But
is that disrespectful to the game?
No, because here's what
value.
I'm gonna tell you. Here's what those veterans bring to the game. They bring mentorship to the young players. Was I better than
on the court?
Hold on. Was I physically better than Charles Oakley at one point when he was my player, when he was my veteran? Yes, but he still mentally knew more than me. He still mentally knew how to play the game.
Oh, he got to pick up a roster spot in order to mentor you.
Yeah, but
man, God, look, dude, this is not your realm, dude. I know you do the financial thing, the what else? The engineering thing. That's cool and all, but this basketball thing, man, sports thing, it's not you, man. It's not you. It's not you, man. Oh man, I'm tripping off this.
Yeah, but they do both. He wasn't just a mentor. He still could actually play. So, yes.
No, but he wasn't good enough. But was he good enough to take a roster spot from somebody that's physically better than him? But at the same time, he can't still have that mentorship while not taking up a roster spot from somebody else that deserves it above him.
Yes, because the game is both. The game is both mental and physical. So if a guy only has a physical advantage, then he's not as good because another guy has both. You may be athletic, you may can run out the gym, but when it's time in the playoff moments where it's crunch time, do you know what to do? That's why they would go with that veteran.
You know what's so funny? I used to see what was his name? Michael Curry. Michael Curry used to play for the Pistons. And Michael Curry, and he's a really good dude, know him, know his family and everything like that. He will be the first to admit to you that he did not physically have the gifts that would justify him being on the court. But he was waving a towel at the end of the bench, and he was making sure that he was patting the court in order to make sure. I mean, we see these guys every single day, and we know that there's other dudes that deserve to be on the court instead of them. And if we
I don't agree with that. I've seen Michael Curry make guys who are way more athletic than him, way more physically gifted than him. I've seen him make those guys quit.
Listen, what I'm saying is, can he still fill that role of being a mentor to a lot of the other guys? Because we know that he wasn't going to get on the court at certain points in his career. Could he still fill the role of...
Man, bro, they know when their time is up. They know when they do. Ooh, he don't know too much about the game and basketball that we see. And it's just oozing out.
Making sure that those guys can get what they need in order to make sure that they can get where they're going to go as far as in the NBA? Or does he need to fill a roster spot in order to still fulfill that obligation?
Yes, because they have to feel like one of the guys and not the coaches. I'll give you an example. Udonis Haslem was that for the Miami Heat for several years. He didn't even get in the game. Pat Riley needed him in the locker room, needed him on the plane, needed him around those players. He could have easily moved Udonis to a coaching position, but he's going to get X-out. He's not one of us no more. He's going to be snitching. So, yes, Udonis was invaluable in that bench, on that bench, and in that locker room. And
I can accept that because you understand what happens. I can accept that from you because you understand what goes on inside of an NBA locker room. So I can stand down on that and I can say, okay, great, phenomenal point. I accept that. But I don't accept it from all of these other people that keep telling me that they would forego an opportunity for somebody that they love in order to make room from a fair.
See, he keep on forgetting the point. I'm not going to throw my son out there and if he garbage. I'm not going to do. I love my son too much to do that. Don't y'all? That's me. These are just LeBron fans. He might be a slick LeBron fan too. Say he ain't, but or they just don't know the details about it. I'm not gonna say my son is all this and he's better than this. That's what LeBron did.
Perspective, or from a nepotism perspective, of not allowing for this person to get a job because you don't feel like your kid is good enough. At the end of the day, it's a business. It's a business for the owners. It's a business for the players. And it's a business for everybody that's involved.
Anton, it's a competition first, though. You skip into the business.
Thank you.
Basketball. From a competition standpoint.
That's fair, Kwame. I can see that. I said from a basketball perspective, that makes sense. But it's another side of the conversation that people tend to ignore just because they only want to look at it from a basketball perspective.
No, I'm talking about the business side of it. In the business side of it, Bronny James would not be running to the corner because he would not have a guaranteed contract. He would be running to that basketball because he can be cut after any game, and then there would be no business. But because his father is Homelander, he's allowed to go run in the corner and coach and have a guaranteed contract. That is not good business for the NBA. Good business for the NBA is putting out the best product, and Bronny is not the best product.
The only thing we've been talking about all summer since the NBA has ended is what's going on with LeBron and Bronny James. He's literally an economy in itself.
That's the problem. You haven't asked why we're talking about it. And why the why is the reason. The why is the reason why. The why is the big thing. Why we're talking about it is because Keyshawn Johnson said, I don't even care if the ball go in. I just like to see his form and his wrist. That don't got to do with basketball. Reggie Miller had one of the ugliest shots in the game.
I've been watching.
No, but we're talking about.
I'll talk about this.
But hold on, you gotta let me land my plane, Anton. You're not letting me land my plane. You asked me why. Well, we can talk about it. The first time in NBA history, a second round was it was televised so that we can see Bronny drafted. Now you have the darling media keep talking about this kid, showing this kid missing free throws, showing him do a bounce pass. That's the reason why we're talking about it. The NBA used to be of great journalism where they highlighted great basketball players and great games. Now it's a script. Everybody's talking about LeBron and Bronny James. That's what they want. So why wouldn't we be the other side of the coin and let people know that this is the reason why the game sucks? This is the reason why you don't know the rest of the teams and the rest of the players is because they only highlight these scripts and they talk about it over and over again. I don't want to talk about Bronny.
Why did they highlight the scripts? Why did they put the second round on TV?
Because they want you to think this is for LeBron. In my opinion, this is for LeBron's documentary. This is for LeBron to make a better case that he's the GOAT because he's the first player that ever played with his son. And it makes it a bigger story if his son is drafted and you can see that moment on TV. Because there's no other excuse for it.
No financial gain that comes along with them doing all of this for them to promote.
No, it's a financial gain for the white boys. It's a financial gain for the Lakers. It ain't no financial gain for nobody else. Maybe LeBron when he do his documentary.
So
no, I'm saying that's not business. That's called taking away an opportunity for another black kid. The NBA is 80% black.
Man, y'all about to come down the lane and dunk on Bronny. That's business.
Listen, it's not business for us because we fans. Because we the ones that sit here arguing and we going back and forth and we passionate about what it is that we watching on TV. They're monetizing it like they're...
Boy, that's hard. Kwame cooking though, man. Kwame cooking.
We fans. Because we the ones that sit here arguing and we going back and forth and we passionate about what it is that we watching on TV. They're monetizing it like it's not business for us. Every single thing that they do, every single conversation, all of the numbers, when they see certain things trending, it's 100% business. 100%.
So you're saying basketball is fake now? So that means basketball is fake. It's more about business than it is about. Okay, so it's super fake now because we would put the best players out there.
Just listen, to speak to your point, they have always championed and promoted certain people in order to be the face of it so that they can continue to monetize it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
So how has it never not been a business? And if it is a business and the only people that's benefited from it is the ones that's on the other side of it, how can we tell LeBron not to look at it from a business perspective in order to make sure that he get the most out of it, even if it's for the people that he care for the most?
You're missing the bigger business. The bigger business is keeping the NBA, the integrity of the NBA, of the ideal that we have the best and of the best here in America. And Bronny James doesn't represent that if you're going to do that type of business to where you don't let another kid compete against him.
I don't think
hey, listen, if LeBron would have brought Bronny in and made him an undrafted free agent and he had to earn a roster spot, I'm all for that. But bringing him in and giving him a 4-year deal, I can't buy that. $7-8 million, nobody has ever done that. Nobody has ever done that. That's wrong.
What the historical significance of it is. And what I'm saying is the NBA been fake. It's been a business. It's never been about putting the best product on the floor. It's been about selling a product to the people 100% of the time. And so if that's the case, because y'all want to look at it from a purist perspective, which is respectable, but everybody else in the world has been monetizing, continuing to capitalize off of, and looking at it from a business perspective in which they then are telling you that you shouldn't look at it from a business perspective in order for them to continue to promote something that is fake in the first place. How can you tell me not to look at it from a business?
I don't think David Stern would have never let Bronny in the league. And I know you might think
Stern was so real, then David Stern would have never let Michael
I'm not saying he's so real. You adding the fact that he's so real. I'm saying David Stern understood. You have the game that you have is pure game. You have to have the image that is still pure. This gave a bad taste in the real sports fans' mind that you give a roster spot to one of the most storied franchises to a kid that don't have to earn it. And that's going to bring the value of the league down. You're talking about business. That's also business.
Value of the league down.
I'm telling you, that's also business. I'm trying to explain it. You keep cutting me off. And I'm trying to explain it to you.
Lord.
You want to talk about business, and the NBA is definitely a business. So the team is doing business, but from an overall global...
I'm sorry, man. I was just trying to hold it to myself. it cringes me. So people have a debate, and if somebody's cooking, they gonna give the microphone back to them so they can get their points out. But when you keep interrupting, man, oh, that's a female trait. That's I hate to say it, fellas. Maybe I need to work on that. Grip your teeth. Clutch your fingers or something. Hold a piece of paper up. But don't interrupt nobody. Man, that's that's feminine to me, fellas. Sorry. Don't get mad at me.
Me off. And I'm trying to explain it to you from you want to talk about business, and the NBA is definitely a business. So the team is doing business, but from an overall global standpoint, nobody is going to respect what the Lakers just did. Nobody's going to respect what the NBA just did. Because pure basketball fans are not going to appreciate this. You're saying this from just a business point of view. Raw fans and people who actually play the game can never respect what just happened.
We looked at the WNBA over the last few months, right? And one of the arguments that they was making is whether or not Caitlin Clark deserved.
Man, dude, you too analytical. Yeah, you man, you know your shit, man, but you too analytical when it comes to sports thing. This is not you. This is not you, man. You gonna look back at this and be like, yeah, man, I was a little too. Just saying, dawg.
To be on the national team. Argument against it was, does she deserve to be there, or would it be good for business for the WNBA?
I'm not talking about comparing her to Bronny. I'm talking about her body of work in college alone. She has a fan base. She has a fan base already.
Business.
No, not only, but you just want to keep focused on the business. You act like you can't just.
See, oh, God. All right, we're gonna let this hit. I'm gonna go back again. I'm gonna let y'all hear this again. Man, dude, this is not you, man. This is not you.
Is going to respect what the Lakers just did. Nobody's going to respect what the NBA just did. Because pure basketball fans are not going to appreciate this. You're saying this from just a business point of view. Raw fans and people who actually play the game can never respect what just happened.
We looked at the WNBA over the last few months, right? And one of the arguments that they was making is whether or not Caitlin Clark deserved to be on the national team. Argument against it was, does she deserve to be there, or would it be good for business for the WNBA?
I'm not talking about comparing her to Bronny. I'm talking about her body of work in college alone. She has a fan base. She has a fan base already.
Business.
No, not only, but you just want to keep focused on the business. You act like you can't just erase what Caitlin Clark did in college. You cannot erase that.
What she's doing, but I'm comparing it to. I'm going against the argument where there was women in the WNBA that was saying that they deserved to be on the team above her because they were better than her. And I'm telling you, the arguments that was happening over the summer.
Who said that? Those women are not talking about from a they're better than her standpoint. They're talking. But do you actually believe that? We're talking about the actual truth. That girl should have been there over the young lady that just came out of prison. And she hadn't even played well yet. Brittany Griner. Caitlin Clark, body of work in college, and what she brings to the table is way more valuable than what Brittany Griner brings to the table.
Based off of her ability to be able to outplay the people that didn't.
I'm saying it's both. Yes, you acting like you got to take away from her basketball. No. Yes, she's good for business, and she's a good basketball player. It's both. She's way better. She's way better of a player than Brittany Griner is at this point in her career.
You're picking and choosing.
I'm just trying to land my plane. I'm responding to you, but you're trying to make me respond in sound bites.
I'm not talking about.
I'm responding to you, and I'm saying you can't compare Caitlin Clark to Bronny because Bronny has no resume. Bronny has 4 points that we can think of. Other than the fact that his daddy is LeBron, he has 4 points in college with a bad heart. He would have never got drafted if it was anybody else. I'm going to say my own argument, so nobody else is telling me what my argument is. My argument is that no one is competing with LeBron. It's more than just business when you don't give a guy an unguaranteed contract. When you give a guy 4 years guaranteed, that means anybody who goes to the Lakers to try to get on the team, they will not get that roster spot that Bronny already has sold up. So that's not a competition anymore. And the NBA is built their reputation based on competition. So when you damage the integrity of the game like that, yes, that's bad for business. So that's what I'm talking about. Bronny should have been competing for that spot. Yes, it's good for business to have Bronny in a Lakers uniform. They could have did that while he was undrafted and at least gave the appearance that it's still a competition, because this is the NBA where we have the best of the best play. It's not just business. You're only arguing from a solo standpoint. Business. I'm talking about both. And that's business for the Lakers and that's business for the NBA. And the NBA have just lost some credibility with hardcore fans. And that's a fact.
This is a good debate, but
Yes. I mean, dog, bro. He was really moving that. I see how some people can have a difference of opinion with dude. Goodness gracious, man. Lord have mercy. But Kwame's right, man. The integrity of the game is messed up. It's messed up, homie. A free ride and a roster spot is sold up. And them players, there's some players play hard out there, man. Had to learn to work with their left, got good with their left, worked on their free throws, their threes, rebounding, boxing out, sprints, catching cramps in their toes, hamstrings, waking up out their sleep with cramps. You don't know the bullshit they had to go through sitting on walls. But this is a business. Boy. Man, your boy finna get ready to go to this gym. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell, dog pound. Peace. And a ball of hair grease people.
They want to be gods. They want to be seen as one on the top. They want to be feared, so they got to walk around with a Glock. Instead of spreading out love, they learn to slide on the hop. They took a nigga off a boat and put a nigga on a block. You put a nigga through some shock, got a nigga on lock. Democrats don't love us, but we still learn to hate Fox. See, the house still missing pops, so he turned the powder to a rock. And he helped his mom pay rent from the bankroll in the shop. Yeah, his mom's house got robbed, but he can't talk to no cop. He was cooking dope on the stove, the baking powder still out. Now he riding around with his partner in an old school drop top. And he hanging out the window like Carl, San Andreas with the chop. Bullets rain like a storm, he don't care about the cost. He thinking about buddy who renting his house and making him suffer a loss. Yeah, these days ain't safe no more. You don't know what they hate you for. Duffel bag on go yard. Black names don't carry weight no more. Outside of playing ball and rapping, niggas can't be great no more. If that's the question that we ain't asking, that's the reason we still go broke. Got 4 5s on 34s. Hollow tips and this ain't a joke. I've seen niggas load guns who don't like puns and hold up their own folk. They wanna be loved, they wanna be seen as one on the top. They wanna be nip, they wanna be big, they wanna be pop. They wanna be X, they wanna be Von, they wanna be Pop. They took a nigga off a boat and put a nigga on the block.